Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Change Your Mind podcast, where we explore personal development, spirituality, and science. I'm your host, Kris Ashley. I'm super excited for my guest today. She is a fellow LA Tribune podcaster. But first, before I introduce her, a couple quick announcements. Head over to the links in the show notes. You are going to find links for my lovely guest. You are going to find a link to my book, Change Your Mind to Change Your Reality. It was endorsed by Bob Doyle, Marcy Shimoff, Michael Beckwith, all of whom were in The Secret. It was endorsed by John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and a whole lot others. You will also find links to my courses, my coaching, free downloads, ways to sponsor the podcast. And as always, this podcast is part of the Los Angeles Tribune Podcast Network. We're doing a lot in personal development. The other podcasts are phenomenal. You're going to meet Lauren here in a second, so go check it out. What if the one thing keeping you stuck is the way you think? Welcome to Change Your Mind with Kris Ashley, the podcast where science meets spirituality and mindset becomes your most powerful tool for transformation. I'm Kris Ashley, author of Change Your Mind to Change Your Reality, trainer, speaker, and lifelong seeker. For years, I battled trauma, depression, anger, chronic illness, low self-worth, and the weight of old stories. Until I discovered how to rewire my mind, reconnect with my divine nature, and consciously create a new reality from the inside out. This show is here to help you do the same. Each week, we explore the intersection of personal development, spirituality, and science, diving into topics like healing, emotional mastery, entrepreneurship, resilience, and the quantum nature of reality. You'll hear powerful stories, gain practical tools, and real conversations that will help you change your perspective, get unshakable confidence, and live the vision your soul has always known is possible. Whether you're navigating a major life shift, building your dream business, or seeking deep healing and alignment, you're in the right place. So if you're ready to break through, take back your power, and create a life on your terms, this is your moment. Let's break free from the patterns that hold us back, awaken to who we truly are, and rise. Your transformation starts now. All right, so with me I have Lauren Fields. So Lauren is a life design strategist who empowers ambitious women and growth-driven individuals who feel lost, stuck, or are navigating major life transitions. She helps her clients overcome challenges related to clarity of vision and a stronger relationship to self, guiding them to create the life they desire and unlock their full potential. So welcome, Lauren. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Kris. Hi, listeners. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. And I didn't read your whole bio, but you just graduated. Was it a master's in psychology?
I did. I graduated 1 month ago with a master's in psychology.
That's amazing. I feel like there's not that many coaches out there who can kind of have that credential, right? Like you probably bring in like all the mindfulness and all of the science back, right? Which is
mindfulness
really cool.
And the neuroscience. I like to earn the right. And by that, I mean, I just really wanted to understand the science behind human behavior and how I could really help clients initiate change in their lives.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. You're like a nerd like I am, and you just love to learn. So that's great.
Love to learn.
Yeah, the learning never stops. Okay, so I always start all my episodes off the same way, and that's by asking my guests what their origin story is. So what put you on this path to want to learn all of this and to want to be a coach and a psychologist?
Sure. So I grew up in San Diego, California, riding horses.
Yeah.
Show jumping was my favorite thing. I was 6 years old when I started, and eventually at one point was even homeschooled because I was riding and at the stables every single day, competing all over the world. And at 14 years old, I had a freak accident where I was in the show arena, and it was a timed event. It was jumpers. So I was rushing around the corner, galloping towards the jump, and I asked the horse to leave the ground, and he left. It was a bit too far away from the jump. He went down. I went flying. I was life flighted, helicoptered to the hospital, woke up from a coma 3 days later, and was diagnosed with having a traumatic brain injury. And this was at 14 years old. looking back, of course, when I woke up at that event, I never would have imagined now having a background in psychology and understanding the science of what happens to the brain with a traumatic brain injury. But I've kind of come full circle now and feel so grateful that I'm able to realize and teach that it's not what happens to us in life, it's what we choose to do with what happens.
Amazing. I love that so much, and I know you and your outlook, and we're going to get to all that, and you're amazing, because that's a really scary thing. And by the way, I was a horseback rider too and started at age 6, but like I didn't have the balls to do show jumping. Like I did like hunter jumpers. Like
that's where I started, the hunter jumpers, and then I was like, let's go fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How high did you jump?
I was around 4 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense. And I had no idea you were competing all over the world. Like you were definitely at a different level than I was. That's amazing.
It was my life. It was my passion. I loved it so much. I went from the hospital to the stables.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I was ready to get back on. So I was so young, I didn't realize the severity of that event. And then I think what caused me to kind of do the inner work and like really get to know myself and figure out if I was taking really good care of myself was when I had neurological symptoms from a blood spot on my brain from the accident. That was kind of like an aftermath that happened months following. And I was in the hospital having different like MRIs, body scans, tests done to figure out like what was causing certain neurological effects in my body. And then I was like, why is this happening to me? Why me? And it's so easy to get stuck in like, why me? Woe is me. Why did this happen to me? But then it's a mindset flip away from like, I don't want to be a victim anymore. I want to be a visionary. How can I use what I've been through to help others who also maybe stuck or struggling and want a better life and future for themselves?
Yeah, totally. How was your horse, by the way? Was he okay?
He was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's scary. Yeah, I mean, I totally feel you on like it's so easy to get stuck in victim mode, and eventually for a lot of us we like get to that point where we're just like, no, like this can't happen anymore. I can't live like this. So like how long did that journey take you? Because I like to just ask because for listeners who are like in it right now, sometimes it's hard to hear like, oh yeah, I just switched it off, because like for me that journey was like decades.
Yeah.
So like what was that journey like where you were like, okay, enough of the victim mindset?
I would say, and it's so interesting because you could never be like, oh, it took me 3 months, it shall take you 3 months. Like that process takes a different amount of time for each individual. And you're going to go through it until like, I believe until your soul is ready to like move beyond it and enter like your next chapter. And that time is different for everyone. I like to compare it to a butterfly in the process of its metamorphosis, right? Or when the butterfly's in the cocoon.
Yeah, when the caterpillar is in the cocoon. Yeah.
Right, the caterpillar's in the cocoon. If you take it out before it's ready, it won't be able to fly because its wings aren't developed yet. So think of yourself as this caterpillar in a cocoon right now. You're going through this metamorphosis and this period of growth and transformation, and you're going to come out when you're ready to come out once your wings are fully developed and you're ready to fly. And so think of this as an opportunity. How can I, during this period of suffering, struggling, when I'm feeling low, what can I instill in my life that'll help me come out the other side a more liberated, awakened, and evolved human being? Whether you can start reading books on self-improvement, personal development, whether you can start working out, whether you can start journaling, whether you can start listening to podcasts that are uplifting to you, what can you start to work on and create now that's going to get you over the other side to someone that like you're truly proud of and excited to be?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was gonna like, what was it that helped you? Was it, I mean, you just listed a bunch of things, but like what pulled you out of that rut?
So back to like the time, like the timing that it took, I feel like it's been a journey. Like it's not just like, oops, snap your fingers and you're out of it. It was a progression. I had a surgery. So what was going on with me, a common symptom from a traumatic brain injury is a drop foot. So there's a blood spot on your brain. All of a sudden, one of your feet doesn't lift correctly because the signal's not going from your brain to your foot to lift. Wow. And so out of nowhere, I was young and I was like having difficulty walking. And I was like, how could this happen to someone who's my age? Like, what? to have to think about every step that you have to take. And so I had a surgery that was supposed to help with the symptoms I was having, and it did. And healing from that surgery, and then once I was healed, I then began this path and purpose of like going through health and wellness coaching at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, doing my yoga teacher training, studying to be a life coach, studying for my master's. And so it's like each of these building blocks of me finally leaning into how can I use what I've been through to help others, and following that path, it started to liberate me because I felt like I was like pursuing my purpose and following my heart in regard to what I wanted to do. There was a long time where I was working in hospitality, or I was working in real estate, doing these other things on the side. But I was almost like trying to check society's box, being like, yeah, I have a job. Yes, it's this. But it's like, that wasn't what my heart was telling me I wanted to do. And I think the more that you lean into like what it is you know you really want to do, the more you start to come alive, and the more that you come out of that phase of like being stuck. You have to lean into what you know your calling is, or what you feel like your heart wants. And the more you lean into that, and the more that you're authentically you, the sooner you'll come out of that period.
So beautifully said. So beautifully said. You and I have so many parallels. I love it. And you know, like if you're like, I don't know what I want to do, like just follow your passion, like you said, and like people are going to show up on your path to help you, right? And like the right teachers, or the right books, or the right like courses, or whatever it is that are going to pique your interest, and you just kind of follow that thread, and eventually it's going to be so clear to you, right?
Yeah. I actually have a moment that I remember in a book that really changed my life, was The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. And this is a great book if you're looking to change your mindset, which in turn we know will change your reality, as Kris's book, I'm sure, really goes into. Is what Michael says in this book is it's up to us to either enjoy this experience of being alive, or to continue to be bothered by it. And so you hold that power. No one else, you know, so often we're waiting for a certain reality outside of us to make us happy inside. That's not how it works. You're in control.
Yeah. I love that. And it's so funny. Like I have, as I'm sure you do on your podcast, so many different guests from like such a vast array. And like this same idea keeps coming up of like empowering people to take accountability and responsibility for their own healing, their own happiness, their own like enjoyment of life, and to get out of victim mode.
Yeah.
And it feels like, especially in today's society with social media, like it's almost trendy to be a victim, right? And you get so much pity, or you get sympathy, or you get like whatever, to be a martyr, but you don't find healing, and you don't find fulfillment, and you don't get to like step into your highest version, right?
Yeah. I mean, that like the vulnerability is it's interesting, because like vulnerability versus victimhood, because I feel like victimhood is like poor me, whereas vulnerability is like, I'm going to share this because I think this will help me heal.
Totally. Or it'll help others. Yeah.
Both. It does both.
Yeah.
And when you start to be vulnerable and share what you've been through, as opposed to like hiding it and having it ruminating in your head, when you start to share it, you will be blown away by others who are able to really relate to you. Because as I know, and I'm sure you know this too, Kris, authenticity is one of, if not the highest vibration.
I was just thinking that same thing. Yeah, totally. It blew my mind when I heard that. It's like up there with love,
and
right?
gratitude. Yeah, authenticity really has, read an article that was at the very tippy top. And so, you know, so many people are afraid to be who they really are because of what other people will think. And it's like, those aren't your people. Whoever's going to reject you for being you, like you're here to be all of you, all the parts, all the uncomfortable, awkward, funny, weird parts. Like we need more uniqueness in this world.
And like, what you don't realize is everyone else is like that too. Everyone else is weird and
Everyone's
like
weird.
dirty and like dorky and like has all the parts, right? Yeah. And I think that's definitely like the positive side of social media. Like I love like TikTok, especially because it's like so raw like that.
Yeah.
Like people are just like their real selves, right? Um, yeah. So how are you today? Like, do you have any lasting like neurological symptoms, or are you like totally good?
So they did a tendon transfer on my foot. They took a tendon from like my calf and put it on the top of, they took the tendon out of the left of my foot, put it on the top. And so I have a bit of a gait impairment. Like if you knew about it and you watched me walk, you might notice it. Otherwise, like you might not. But it is something that I know I will live with. And it's a constant reminder to me every day of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
That's like what makes you amazing is you're like, oh yeah, I have this gait thing and it's my reminder that this is incredible and I'm on this amazing path. And like, that's the mindset shift.
Like
I love that so
like
much.
I have a story, like I have, you know, I've been in many hospital waiting rooms. I almost lost my life in a horse accident, and like I'm here to talk about it, and I'm here to say like those events don't need to define us. They can inform us, they can teach us. And we can use them to learn and to grow and to serve.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of serving, like what do you work one-on-one with clients? Like what does that look like? And what are you helping them do? Yeah.
I actually have some exciting news,
Yeah.
Kris, that like I haven't really told many people yet. I work one-on-one with clients, and I have my Fields Well podcast as an extension of the one-on-one work. I am in the process of building out a wellness sanctuary here in San Diego, where my clients, you know, will be able to come see me in person. And this will be a center really to focus on your mindset. I was thinking like there are so many places where we can go to work out our bodies or to eat a healthy salad, but where can we go to actually work on our mindset? And this, I think, is like the most important thing.
That's amazing, and I want to visit it once it's up. So what's it going to look like? Like besides seeing you one-on-one, what else do they do there?
Yeah. So there will be light therapy, meditation, some sound healing. I really want to create a multi-sensory experience for my clients. And, you know, during our sessions, things like positive affirmations, visualizations, cognitive restructuring, like we're really going to focus in on the mind and get clients in a space and enable them to feel the energy and the frequency of what it is they want to attract and pull into their lives. So a lot of like vision setting, visualization.
That sounds amazing. I mean, that's like so up my alley. I can't wait to come visit it. And it's
I can't wait to have you.
San Diego, like it doesn't even know what they're getting yet. That's incredible. So how far along are you? Have you found like a building? Like where are
you? I would say we're 1 month out from opening. So by the time this airs, we're probably going to be open.
Does it have a name yet?
It's Fields Well.
Okay.
The name of my company and the podcast. Yes.
That's amazing. Are you going to have like other technicians or any like coaches or anyone working for you, or are you going to do it solo to start?
It's going to start just me. Of course, I have a bigger vision for it. Want to start doing more events and eventually expand. But to start, it's just going to be me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Congrats. I'm so excited for you.
In my hometown, which I once believed was far too small to fulfill my dreams. And so it all has come full circle now. And I'm very grateful. I went to middle school 2 blocks away. So
that's so cool. Yeah. And that's San Diego?
It's in San Diego. It's a town called Rancho Santa Fe.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. All right. Well, if you're listening and you're in SoCal, go check it out.
Yeah. Hit me up. Come visit. We'd love to have you.
That's so exciting. And you also did a TEDx talk. How did you get a TEDx talk? How did that go?
So this is interesting. You know, when you ask the question of like, how long did it take you to like have that mindset shift? Right before I turned 30, I was with dating someone who I believed I was going to marry, and it was like my person, going to start a family with, etc. We broke up like a couple months prior to my 30th birthday. I turned 30. I was like alone, brokenhearted, in like a state of depression, but I knew like eventually I would come out of it because we've all gone through a breakup before. We know life goes on, but this one was like pretty severe because my heart was fully in it. And I realized I turned 30 and I was like, I can either sit here and like feel bad for myself, or I could start going after some of my bigger dreams. Like, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? Like, I'm 30 years old. I'm time at life, like life is now. And so it's like, I've always wanted to give a TEDx talk. At the time I was studying for my master's in psychology. I'd always wanted to have a podcast, always wanted to do public speaking. And I was like, let's go. So I started researching like TEDx, how to give a TEDx talk, how to apply for a TEDx talk. And I found an amazing individual who helped me like structure the idea that I wanted to speak on. And she knew someone who was having a TEDx event soon. So she put us in contact. I applied for the event and I got it. And they're like, this is in 6 weeks. Are you sure you're going to be ready? And I was like, I'll be there and you won't be disappointed.
Hell
and
yeah.
that was like the start of everything. But I'm telling you, listeners, like some dreams may feel so out of reach or so big. But like once you start making a plan and pursuing them and believing that you're ready, believing that it's possible, they're not that far out of reach.
Mm. Yeah, it's amazing. I love that story. Thank you for sharing it. And it's amazing how once you have that vision, that North Star, and you take steps towards it, like the universe just manipulates everything to bring it in front of you.
It does. It's really wild. And in that talk, I talk about the horse accident, the traumatic brain injury, but it's really a reference to like anyone. The talk was titled "The Space Between Falling and Getting Back on the Horse," because so often we fall and people say, "Dust your shoulders off, get right back up." But that space between falling and getting back up, that's the space of transformation. And so I talk about what to do in that space so that you're ready to go after whatever your life's calling is once you do get back up.
So what do you do in that space?
You reflect, rebuild, and recover.
So I like the reflect because I'm such a believer in like what you resist persists. And so often we push things away, and I'm sure you know, like we don't want to push our emotions down. We don't want to like, if there's something we don't want happening, we can't just like push it out of our mind. We have to like admit we're going through it and like go through it, right?
Go through it, go all the way through it, lean in, like let it be messy, give yourself the time, and love your like wounded, broken parts back together.
I love that. There's like a therapy called parts therapy that's totally like that. Have you heard about that?
I haven't.
It's like literally what you said. It's like loving all the different parts of you. Like you were talking about earlier, like the messy, the funny, the whatever.
Well, I was actually reading Gabby Bernstein's new book, Self-Help. Her book, The Universe Has Your Back, was one of the originals I read like around the same time as The Untethered Soul. And it's an amazing book. I highly recommend it. But her book, Self-Help, is about internal family systems therapy, IFS. And it is like we have this family of individuals inside of us, like the 6-year-old who was abandoned by her father, for example, not personally, but like the 6-year-old who felt abandoned, the 20-year-old who was broken up with or like lost her job, like all these parts still live inside of us. And so like to care for and understand each of these different parts and how they may still be showing up in our current reality.
I like that.
So we have this whole family of individuals of ourselves inside of us.
Yeah, that's cool. Because we always hear about like the wounded child, but then there's never the teenager, like the early 20s.
Yeah.
That's a cool concept. So it was reflect,
rebuild, and recover.
So what does rebuilding look like? Rebuilding
is starting to fill your life with things that are going to elevate your well-being. So we all know, and this is like a major one now, how is your sleep? I've heard that our life needs to be built around our sleep. So I have my Aura ring here, and I prioritize getting around 8 hours of sleep every night. I'm 31 years old. I have a 9 p.m. bedtime. Super fun, I know. But for my productivity and performance, I know that I need that sleep for my ability to show up not only for others, but also for myself. So the sleep, the nutrition, the movement, you're rebuilding yourself. How would you take care of yourself for optimal results? And that is the rebuilding. It's getting not only taking care of yourself, but then also like building a vision for what you want your future to look like and taking steps toward that vision. And then the last step is recover. And I say recover isn't like a final destination. It's an ongoing process. There's always going to be maintenance. We're always day in, day out. Life is so unpredictable. And so we're always in this dynamic like state of recovery where we're doing the maintenance. We're continuing to take care of ourselves. And we have the systems built to work through whatever comes up.
I love that. So, well, I just want to talk to the rebuild part. Like, I'm such a biohacker, so I love all of that, even though like with a 1-year-old, like the sleep thing is like,
you made a post and I was like, easy for you to say. You just have a puppy.
You have a puppy? Is that what you said?
I have a puppy.
Oh, what kind of puppy?
He's a Cavalier King Charles.
Oh,
he's really cute. His name's Ziggy. He's like 7 months now, so he's out of that baby phase. But 5 a.m. I'm up and I'm like, it's Ziggy time.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dogs just bring so much unconditional love.
They're such a the most amazing lesson and gift because they're just happy with you no matter what. And I say, I wish we could all embody this puppy energy. Like whenever we see someone, we're just like happy, wagging our tail, excited to see them. Like the world would be such a much better place. But instead we're like holding all these grudges. We're like distracted. Puppies are so present and so loving.
I love that you said that. Like one of my New Year's resolutions has been to be really present with people when I'm talking to them because like you said, it's so easy. Like we all have so much shit going through our heads and like all these filters and everything. And it's like you can really learn something from every single person if you just like drop the judgments, which only come from your own anxiety and your own insecurity and your own fear, right? Or pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. Like the puppy energy and like dogs are just like love personified. It's pure. They're just like such pure love. That's cool.
They're the best. The sleep, the biohacking.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like we're so much more than our bodies, but we're here in our bodies. So if we can take care of them, like we feel so much better and then we can show up better, right?
Yeah. I think our bodies are the vehicle for our spirit, for our energy. And so for our energy to like feel good and really radiate, like it's important to take care of your body.
Yeah.
And our gut and our mind are connected. So there are messengers going from your gut, which is digesting the food that you're putting in your body. And those messengers go to your brain.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I'm like, I have my 1-year-old and like, I give him like bone broth and like sauerkraut brine and like butter, like grass-fed butter and like grass-fed steak all the time. My in-laws think I'm crazy, but it's like, it's gut healing. Like babies need it too.
Start them young, 100%. When I studied abroad a business semester in London, and I worked for celebrity chef Jamie Oliver, and at the time he was starting a food for schools program where he was putting, gardens with fresh produce in schools so children could learn what it meant to like really nourish yourself from a young age, because it's really missed in our society, the value of nutrition and a healthy diet. And we grow up with like all these fast food places, school lunches, and we don't realize how much those are affecting our ability to really reach our potential and how much they're impacting how we actually think and show up in life.
Oh, totally. And it's like we're eating foods with pesticides. We're eating food with dye. We're giving that to our kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so pertinent with RFK Jr. about to be hopefully confirmed on Wednesday. I'm like, I have so much anxiety around it. I'm like, come on, like someone is finally like caring enough. Like, why is this even like an issue? Like everyone should be behind this.
Yeah.
It's so wild to me. And like, I don't know if you're planning on having kids, but like even it just like quadruples when you're a mother. It's just like, oh my God, like I want a world that's like that. Like I don't have to read every freaking label for everything.
So I was just on a podcast. I had a registered dietitian on my podcast, and I asked him if he had heard of this app called Yuka. Listeners, I just downloaded this. You can super easy, scan a barcode on any food item that you purchase, and it'll give you like the stats, and it'll rate the item and tell you like poor, good, bad. And it's mind blowing. Like certain things that I think would have been super healthy and a great rating, they're not, we don't know what we're putting in our bodies. But one thing that I always like to say is like, if you read a label and you can't pronounce the ingredients, how do you think your body's going to know how to digest those ingredients?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah, I love that. One of the best pieces of advice, I've been like into Dave Asprey for like decades, like when he
Yeah.
first launched his like blog,
Yeah.
before Bulletproof was anything. And it was like the best piece of advice was like shop around the grocery
Yes.
store,
The
like on the
perimeter.
outside.
The
Like just
perimeter.
stay away from the
Yeah.
inside unless it's like really good protein powder or something.
And what starts to happen when you start taking better care of yourself is you start to become more confident because you start to feel safe in your own skin. You're
Mm.
like, I am a person who takes care of myself. I am a person who prioritizes my health and well-being. And you start to feel safe and you start to feel well taken care of, and then you become more confident.
I love that. And you probably look better. You're probably in a better mood. Like your skin clears up, your hair clears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it
Yeah.
all comes together.
Like you're only cheating yourself to continue eating poorly, not working out, not prioritizing your sleep. And I think one of the best things if you're someone who's looking to really achieve their goals and dreams is to um, develop a relationship with you. Start sitting with yourself in meditation, observing your thoughts. One of my favorite scientists is Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he says we have, 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Up to 90% are repetitive. Up to 80% can be negative. Pay attention to how you're thinking and start to replace those negative thoughts with thoughts that are more in alignment to where you want to go.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, that was my book. I love it. Dr. Joe Dispenza is amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to the rebuild versus recover. So what's the difference between those? Like, what does the recovery really look like?
So the recovery for me, like, is the phase when I'm like, okay, I really feel this change like happening within me, and I'm ready to like go after whatever it is that I've been like kind of had in my mind, but maybe been holding back. Like, okay, now I've understood what happened. I reflected. I've rebuilt myself. I have started to take care of myself. I've started to create this vision for what I want in my life, and I'm ready to go after it. So then you're in recovery. You're going after your vision, and maybe something comes up for you. You now have systems in place because you've developed some mindset tools and strategies in the rebuild phase. You've been taking care of yourself. Your confidence is higher. And so you're in this recovery phase. And I think this recovery, as I said, like it's not a final destination. It's an ongoing journey. We're in recovery. Like something could happen today. I can get a call that like my life completely changes my life. And I believe that like I'm resilient and I can handle that because I've been through adversity and I rebuilt myself, and I'm going to be okay because I've been through that. And so many of us live in fear or anxiety about what is about to come. But when you've reflected and you've rebuilt after facing adversity and you're in this recovery phase, to me, it just means like you're confident, and no matter what comes up, you're going to be able to make it through.
Yeah, I love that. And it's just making me think about like, no one like wants to go through adversity, but it really does make you stronger and equip you with the tools to better handle challenges in the future.
I think, as so many people say, like it's not what happens. Life is happening not to us, but for us.
Yeah.
And so I think adversity like brings out our character and teaches us so much. Like what do they say? Like an easy life is not worth living. Like the highs are so much higher once you've like managed the lows and learned the lesson, and like kind of to surrender. We think we know exactly what we want in life, and yes, pursue whatever that calling is, but have faith that it can become so much more than that when you start walking the path. And that if you take a detour, Gabby Bernstein calls them detours or redirection. See redirection as protection. Don't try and fight it. Like if you're being redirected or if something happens you never could have predicted, like lean into it, because what does it do to really resist and fight it? That lowers your frequency. You want to lean in. Okay, how can I best navigate this? I have the tools. I now have the practices, the mindset practices to like meditate or do yoga or like keep me calm through this adversity. But like all of my toughest moments have really come together to, I believe, like make me someone who's capable of achieving what she sets her mind to because I've made it through these difficult times.
Yeah, absolutely. I love everything you just said. And I love the idea of like redirection is protection and leaning into it, because you have no idea what incredible things are going to be in that new direction.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's like the path that you're meant to go on, right?
Yeah. The more I've leaned into the unknown, Joe Dispenza says the unknown, like the uncertainty, the more you lean into that, the more I've been like, wow, I feel like I am being divinely guided.
And then life becomes a game, right? It's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, oh, okay, that wasn't meant to be. So I'm going to go do this instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love like you were brave and gave your TED Talk, and then you met Mo Rock, who was the head of the LA Tribune, and then you're part of this amazing thing now, and we met each other, and it's just yeah.
Like I mean, I'm one who has like written out like 5-year plan, 10-year plan. Listen, TEDx talk, podcast, these were all on my plan many years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know how or when or like what that would look like. Would I have imagined that like I would have met Mo at the TEDx event who was starting a podcast network and I would be on his network? Like I couldn't have predicted that, but I had it written down. I had the vision. So for our listeners, like get clear on what it is that you want. That's such an important step.
And I think that's also such a testament of like getting out of your comfort zone, because that's where your dreams happen. And then by taking that step, like the universe was like, here's a perfect person to like give you your next step.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly how I feel. I was shaking. I wore cowboy boots to the TEDx talk. I gave my talk in like a blazer sort of dress and cowboy boots, and I was shaking in my boots. I was terrified. My first public speaking experience, and it was one of the best things I ever could have done for myself.
So your first public speaking experience was a TEDx talk?
It was.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, thank you.
I've watched part of it, by the way.
Thank you. I think I spent like 120 hours preparing for it.
Yeah, it shows. That's amazing. So what else do you really want to talk about? Like, what else do you want listeners to take away?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the biggest thing that I have learned and what I want to help everyone with is like, I think we're so caught up in regretting the future, regretting the past, fearing the future, that we miss this moment right now, this like moment to be present. I know we touched on this, Kris, but like this is the moment that you have to dive fully into to like create the life that you desire for yourself, to work on yourself, to love yourself. Like it all begins and lives in this moment. The present is the only moment that we know exists for sure. It's all we really ever have is this moment right here. And so what has helped me is like to create systems. I'm very structured, the systems and routines to live by that enable me to be present with you here in this moment. Like right now, I'm with you. Like I'm 100% here with you. I'm not thinking of like what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. And I think that's how you really maximize your life. And if you can keep living fully in each moment, your future is going to be incredible because you're making the most of each moment and giving that moment what it deserves. And to be able to do that, I think you have to do that inner work. You have to befriend yourself. You have to be like, I love being with me, like spending time with me and like working on myself and like following my path. And when you can do that, life is really magical.
I really love that. And I think that goes back to like you said you have a schedule, but like all of these things that you do in your day to optimize you, right? Like whether it's the sleeping or the red light or the working out or the eating well, it's like it all plays into like being present with yourself and the meditation, right?
Meditation. Another big thing, like easy for our listeners, one of the best things I've done, I did a mindfulness like behavioral change project, and I said I want to have more mindfulness in my day, more time away from my technology so that I'm like super on from like the second I sit down at my desk till my workday ends. So I'm going to put my phone on sleep mode from like 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. So there's 13 hours. I don't look at my phone or my messages, and it sleeps in the kitchen. And this has given me so much space and time during my day. I think we're so glued to our phone. We wake up, we look at our phone for the dopamine hits, all the messages, all the emails. We're so excited to start the day. you're waking up responding to other people's requests, messages, emails, as opposed to starting your day with intention. So my phone's not in my room. I can't roll over and look at it. At one point, I was that girl. This has been one of the biggest things that changed my life. I wake up now. Thank you for this new day. Go sit, do my light therapy, do my meditation visualization, my affirmations. I am love. I am light. I am abundant. I am worthy. And I attract everything I desire. I'm programming my subconscious mind for like the person I want to be. And so I think we have to prime our minds as opposed to letting our minds run our lives.
That's so cool. And also, I feel like it's so good for you to not sleep next to like that Wi-Fi, like
Yeah, in
5G,
your ear.
whatever EMF situation it is.
Yeah.
But that's so cool. That's like very inspirational. And I think like the two most important times to like really focus on priming your life or like getting into your subconscious are right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up in the morning. So I think that's really cool that you're able to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe once I don't have kids anymore and I don't have their like pulse ox connected to my phone.
Listen,
like that's what I'm checking in the middle of the night. But no, I love that. That's very inspirational. And it's crazy. It's like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like anytime I take a break from technology, I feel so much lighter.
Yes.
Like if I like am at a retreat or something for a weekend, I like won't touch my phone or like on vacation. And then it's kind of like you feel the mental health burden when you come back, right? Does that happen to you?
Yeah. I mean, this has been the biggest game changer, putting it on sleep mode and in the kitchen for 12, 13 hours. My evening routine, journaling is a big part of my evening where I like write down 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. Or just like kind of what happened in the day so I can like run through how the day went, what happened. And then if there's something heavy on my mind, I'll write about it and I'll be like, please help me like think about this or like work on this or sift through it. Because what our sleep is doing when we're dreaming, it's like our subconscious mind working through and clearing out things in our mind. And so to be like, ask like, help me work through this. And oftentimes I wake up feeling so much better.
That's cool. From like that spiritual woo-woo perspective, like we also all have guides, and like if we want help from them, we have to ask. So the fact that you're asking, like you're probably getting that assistance.
I had a dream doctor on the podcast, and she said like you need to start paying attention to what you're dreaming about. And we can start to like decipher meaning. She has a whole system for how she makes meaning of her dreams. But like we spend so much of our life sleeping and dreaming. And do you know that the periodic table was developed in someone's dream? You could have an amazing business idea in your dream. And the more you like ask yourself, even your guide, or be like, sometimes like, help me think through this in my dreams. Like I believe you can influence your dreams. And so for our listeners, start paying more attention to your dreams and sleep. I mean, as we said, it's like the foundation of our life. Our life. I went to Brian Johnson's Don't Die Summit in LA last weekend. He's the most measured human on earth. And he said sleep is the number one priority. We have to build our lives around sleep, become a professional sleeper. And again, to you with a 1-year-old, I'm sorry, Kris.
No, it's so true. No, and like I've definitely like used the sleep quality apps and everything in the past. And it's true. Like you feel so much better when you sleep. And sleep is just so crazy anyway. You're like checked out of your body and like connected back to like source energy.
Where
like,
are we when we're sleeping?
right?
You know,
So
where do we go?
It's so trippy. And I feel like some dreams are like you looking at like alternate timelines of your own life or like, or like visitations. I have those a lot. So it's cool.
One thing I asked her, I was like, why do we have this recurring dream? Like it's normally like the same man or like, you know, ex or what have you. And she's like, I think it's more of like you really love the version of you that you were in that relationship. And that person or that energy is like wanting, like you're remembering that and wanting more of that in your life today. And I was like, interesting.
That's a cool.
So it's not necessarily like the person, your ex or whatever that you want back in your life. It's the version of you that you were in that relationship that makes that so memorable and keep resurfacing in your dream.
That's cool. And maybe that's a message to like get back in touch with the parts of you that you liked in that relationship. Yeah. And then you can let go of that.
The fun, loving, spontaneous version of you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the version of us that goes to bed at 9 p.m. I'm also that person.
You can still, hey, I'm like, you can still be fun if you go to bed at 9 p.m.
I
and
know.
have fun
Totally.
earlier in the day.
Absolutely. Fun is more exciting in the sun. This has been so great. You are so wonderful. I feel like we could talk forever. I'm so excited for you with your new center and proud of you. And that's amazing. I'm going to have to come visit it. I'm sure people want to know how they can find you, where they can connect with you, all the things, if you want to share.
So I am most active on my personal social media account. It's my name, Lauren Fields. You can find me there. You can listen to the Fields Well podcast on any and all podcast platforms. You can go to my website, fieldswell.com, and soon you'll be able to visit me in person at the Fieldswell Wellness Sanctuary in Rancho Santa Fe, California.
Amazing. And all of that will be in the show notes. Thank you so much, Lauren. It has been such a pleasure. If you're listening and you think there was someone who would benefit from this in your life, please send it to them. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things. Let's help lift humanity up. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. I will see you next week.
Thank you for having me.